Darkest Dungeon, where are you?
Alright, well, I'll talk with you later.
Yep, see you later, buddy.
Boy.
Boy. Where the fuck is Darkest Dungeon? I know I have it installed. There it is. Alright. Darkest Dungeon has some fucking amazing ambient sound and music. And I think I need to turn it back up because when I used to play it, I used to listen to my own music. Things you can learn to be self-employed. Brother, I am always trying to find that train. 3D modeling is fantastic. I don't know if there was any overlap between you and Vertex the VA the other day. Oop. I'll be quiet for the intro cutscene here. Nope, never mind. It skipped. So, things to do to be self-employed. Honestly, there's so much that you could do. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and do this here. All the DLCs available that I own, yes please. There's a lot. Is this your first estate? Crimson Court? Yeah, whatever. We'll just go with the normal version here. We're gonna call this Darkest Stream. The Darkest Stream. We'll just run with that. Honestly, Robert, I think you would make more of a killing at streaming than I do, but, you know, it is what it is. That game sound is really quiet, and I don't want to skip.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Honestly, Robert, I cross post, so like for all of my streams, I cut them up and I throw them on YouTube as well. When it comes down to it, and this is the advice that I have to tell myself every time I get ready to do this, you just gotta not be afraid to embarrass yourself. Because I feel like that's 90% of what I do, is just, you know, stick my foot in my own fucking mouth and say stupid shit the whole time. But I mean, it seems to be working for me now. Granted, I've been at this for, more than 11 years now, on and off, but when it comes down to it, I finally reached the age where it's like, fuck it, I don't give a shit what people think about me, so I'm just gonna say what I say and see what happens. And if people like it, they'll stick around and an audience will form, and if that happens, great. If it doesn't, I don't really give a shit. I'm playing the games anyway, so I might as well, you know, sit here and shoot the shit with people while I'm doing it, you know? It all comes down to you know, magic, dust, and a little bit of pixie. What the fuck is going on here, by the way? Is this just taking forever to load? And sometimes, you know, a nice little bit of liquid courage helps too. Not that I condone that, because that's a little, you know, unfortunate. Unfortunately, because I'm 19, my life basically revolves around worrying what people think of me. Yeah. Let's see. The first time I put myself out there, I would have been 14, I think. And I'm a completely different person offline than I am on. When it comes down to it, I am sit back, be quiet, don't speak out of turn, don't, you know, make a fool out of yourself. I am the textbook example of an anxious introvert offline. Online, I realized, fuck it, there's nobody real out there looking at me. Granted, that's changed slightly now that you've showed up, but there's nobody, like, actively rooting for my downfall out there. I'm just gonna say some stupid shit. That being said, before we move on here, I'm gonna bump up the audio. Oops, oh my god. There we go. You are the dungeon master. Well, yeah. Dungeon mastering is the nerd's paradise.
Brigands have run these lanes.
I put myself into...
The hamlet is just ahead.
Oh, God, Wayne June, rest in peace. I put myself into my online persona when I go dungeon mastering. And that seems to help significantly.
An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is...
Well, that's unfortunate. I really hope that doesn't maintain throughout the entirety of this game. Because that would be most... Like, especially as a tribute to Wayne June. I might need to fucking fix that eventually. Combat is turn-based, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. So, we're gonna go ahead and open vein. This guy's ability to stutter is off the charts, brother. You don't even know the half of it. No, that's just my PC being all fucky-wucky.
Annihilated.
So, it's funny. The developers for this game were heavily inspired by Lovecraft and other... Take a look at this tent, right. Other, like, occult and eldritch sources.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
And...
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found and forgotten.
Good. Wayne June originally was a
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Wayne June was originally a narrator for, like, Lovecraft and horror stories of that ilk. And as they were listening to all of this, they came across Wayne June and thought, man, this dude has the perfect voice. If we could get him to voice our games, it would be the ultimate thing. And by God, the fact that he agreed after they reached out has been iconic. And like this and Darkest Dungeon 2 are his only video game acting credits as far as I know.
Their cursed champion falls.
And like, once we get into the story, hopefully it doesn't fuck up too hard on the story voice lines. Because he oh my God.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
The blood is a special type of supply item, blah blah blah. Are you telling me I already got some of the fucking Crimson Court shit? That's wild. We are going to continue adventuring to open this chest. I'm trying to fucking think. Wayne June's YouTube channel is also fucking incredible. And I'm going to quickly pause my gameplay here to put his channel in the chat for everybody. YouTube, if you're watching this later, go ahead and search up Wayne June. That's W-A-Y-N-E space J-U-N-E on YouTube. And listen to his rendition of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. It is a 10-minute long video, but it is so fucking worth it. Ruins Explorer. Let's go. Alright. We pray that the voice lines don't fuck up here during this next section where he's reintroducing us to the Hamlet. Because if they do, I'm going to be real upset. Especially because this is supposed to be a somewhat of a tribute stream to him. And listening to...
Welcome home. Such
Fuck!
as it is. This squalor.
God damn it!
These corrupted lands. They are yours now. And
You are bound to them. Subscribed to YouTube the other night, and it looks like your vids are doing pretty good, so congrats. They are doing pretty good, and I'm kind of surprised, but thank you. The ruins has been unlocked. Perfect. I may need to change the install folder. But I'll do that for next time. He sounds a bit like Gandalf. Ian McKellen. Yeah, you know, I see it. He does sound a little bit like Gandalf.
women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Fuck yeah. No, I mean, I hear it. It does sound a little bit like Gandalf, but I think it's like a deeper voiced Gandalf. Like, I see where you're coming from.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
Okay, upgrade the stagecoach network. Remove recruits available for hire.
More arrive, foolishly seeking fortune and glory in this domain of the damned.
God damn. I love his voice so much.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Fucking legendary. I love this dude's voice so much. And it is such a shame that he's passed away. He was only 48, which is... I know it doesn't sound very young to somebody in their teens, but as somebody who's almost 30, That's insane to me.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Ooh. This guy could narrate Lord of the Rings and it would be incredible. You're goddamn right it would be.
Trinkets and charms, gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, right, that's the Comets Crash DLC. 48 is incredibly tragic. And there are no details as to what he died from either. But, I mean, seeing his profile picture, it doesn't look like he had a very easy life. Unfortunately for him. There's not really much information about him other than he was a voice actor and a narrator. So, I kind of want to do him justice by listening to everything that he has to offer here in this space, you know? And amen, may he rest in peace. That being said, let me jump into a quick run.
And morbidity. Your work begins.
I love it so much. He will be fondly remembered for as long as people play these games. Darkest Dungeon and Darkest Dungeon 2. And people do deserve to play these games. They're amongst the best indie games of the 2010s. Actually, when did Darkest Dungeon come out? I want to say 2012 officially. Darkest Dungeon release date. Version 1.0. If my phone... Version 1.0 came out February 3rd, 2015. Which is crazy. Because I was playing it all throughout high school. I guess on the early access. Early access release date. Holy shit. 2015, January 30th. I did not think it was that late. Because oh, it was early access in 2015 and it fully released 2016. That's wild because I graduated high school in 2015. Fuck, I'm old. I am decrepit and falling apart at the seams.
The cost of preparedness.
I'm practically in the ground. Just send me.
Later, in blood.
I don't know what to say. How are your hips? Always in pain. Just like my knees. That is presumably more of a weight issue than anything, though. Grab one of those. Grab one of those. We'll grab a key. Holy water. We'll do 9 torches. And a thing of laudanum. I think you're just a granddad, to be honest. I don't know, man. Like, my younger coworkers call me Mr. Mike. Elderly? Yeah, you're goddamn right I am. My younger coworkers call me Mr. Mike. My older coworkers call me Cookie, which just because I'm the cook, but implies to me that I'm the fucking old man from the animated Atlantis movie from Disney's golden era of animation. 4 main food groups: bacon, beans, lard, and whiskey. You're goddamn right, Cookie. You're goddamn right. Hell, one of the viewers I have from Malaysia, pension payment IRL stream when? Getting your dentures stream when? Oh, God. I gotta say, my teeth are all real. Chipped up to fuck in some spots, but they are all real. One of my other viewers calls me Unk. Of course, he also called me Queso, but that's neither here nor there. I feel like I'm getting older by the day.
Great is the weapon that
I mean, especially now that
cuts on its own.
Especially now that I smoke a pipe and cigars. Like, it's just, the Malaysians are brutal. You're not wrong. I'm not gonna complain though, because if I look like Queso enough, that just means I'm gonna draw more viewership for when Queso gets off stream.
As the fiend falls,
Bro has reached his final form.
Blossoms.
Go ahead and throw a key on there. No effect. Oh, because it's unlocked. Ooh, cigars and pipes. Occasionally. Nothing like insane. Maybe once every couple months. And even then, only socially.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
It's funny, I actually just went out to the smoke shop today to pick up pipe tobacco.
The path is clear. We require only
Me
the
and my
strength
cigar
to
are never
follow it.
apart. I mean, I keep them on my side desk for a reason. I only have one left, though. Let's see here. God damn it, man. By the same token, my flask is never too far away from me either. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there we go. Speaking of which, I've been talking for a while. My mouth is starting to get a little dry. Ugh. Fuck, that is way more harsh than it was the last night while I was smoking. Jesus. Whoa. Why is that, I wonder?
A death by inches.
No, it's safe to say. Pour myself a drink in memory of Wayne June, but I think if my parents see me drinking at 4:30 in the morning, they'll call social services. Yeah, maybe don't. Have a water. Have a water instead. Always good to hydrate. Plus, you can't be upset with yourself if you hydrate.
Maintain the offensive.
And in fact, I might. What do I have? Let's see. I've got a Mountain Dew Code Red. I've got Pepsi. I've got a Pib Extra. I've got 2 of those. And I've got a regular Mountain Dew. I'll just go with the Pepsi. A crisp glacial water, indeed. Suck down some of this Pepsi and top it off with some flask. See, the thing is, I have a really, really poor caffeine tolerance. Like, I'll have a 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola, and I'll be up for 12 hours. So the only reason I'm drinking a Pepsi right now is because I can mix it with alcohol and cancel out the caffeine effect.
A devastating blow.
That's...
Remind
You say that-
overconfidence
that's crazy.
is a slow and
That's-
insidious killer.
I don't know why, but when you go to the hospital for anything, the alcohol wipes must fuck you up. Surprisingly, no. Alcohol doesn't affect me super strongly. I have a pretty decent alcohol tolerance. It's just that my fucking caffeine tolerance is low. Now, I will say the one and only time I've had morphine, that got me fucked up real bad. I was on cloud 9 on some morphine, but I recognize that that's probably not the healthiest. To be fair, you don't drink anything with caffeine in. Now I'm gonna say something that's probably a little insensitive. Aren't you British? Do you not drink tea? Because tea is caffeinated. like
The light, the promise of safety.
don't drink tea much, that's fair. Yeah, we're having some stuttering issues. Maybe it's because it's on my worst hard drive. I'll probably move it to one of my internal drives. Don't you fucking dare, you son of a bitch.
If only
I can't
treasure
even fucking
could,
stick
could staunch the flow
Ooh.
of otherworldly corruption.
My ancestors stole it from others just so I wouldn't drink it. We'll make an American out of you yet. We'll throw it in the harbor. That actually reminds me, I was just approved today for my electronic travel authorization for Ireland. Put on a strong painkiller at home, and I think it was an opioid or something, and damn, put you to sleep at 15. Yeah, dude, opioids are nothing to fucking sneeze at. They are scary. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. I have 2 days at home once I get off or back from the boat this next trip, and then we're flying out to Dublin
Executed with impunity.
on the 8th of March. And I think we're ending in Northern Ireland. Yeah, no, I will not be doing so. I think we're ending in Northern Ireland in Ennis. I don't know if Ennis is in Northern Ireland, but we will at some point be crossing into Northern Ireland. But we're gonna be in Ennis on St. Patrick's Day, which I'm fucking stoked for.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Like, it's gonna be fantastic. And I am beyond stoked for this trip. Especially because we're gonna be following a band that we go to the Renaissance Festival for every year.
This is how a life
St. Paddy's
is
in England
taken.
is mental at the Irish bars. Dude, I bet. I bet. It's absolutely insane. We will pour some holy water in the holy fountain. Divine benefit. Oh, that's sick as fuck. St. Patrick's Day is fucking insane in the Irish capitals of the U.S. too. I mean, shit, Chicago dyes the Illinois River green and goes absolutely apeshit every year. Boston. Oh God, Boston is fucking wild. Boston will dye all of their rivers, all of their lakes, all of their ponds, all of their fucking puddles. You didn't know America had Irish capitals? I wouldn't call them capitals, but they are like centers of Irish immigrants. It's incredible. The Dropkick Murphys are a Boston group, and all of their music is, I guess you would call it Celtish pub rock. Wish you had Thanksgiving. The food looks incredible. I'll tell you what, Thanksgiving is an experience, and it's different from family to family. Because, like, I know my family does Thanksgiving significantly differently from most people. Because we do a very heavily Italian-influenced Thanksgiving dinner. Because my dad's family, my dad's mom is second generation, I think? Biscuits you don't understand. Aren't they just bread rolls? It would be closer to call the biscuits you're thinking of scones. Like, they're closer to that bready consistency. At least I think if what I'm thinking, you're thinking. I would say the biscuits you're thinking of, like the breakfast biscuits, they're closer to scones. But yeah, no, like with my family's Thanksgiving, we get, obviously we do the turkey. We do the stuffing, the cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes, gravy, but that's pretty much it for like traditional Thanksgiving food for most Americans. Because like if you go to other families, you get things like, what the fuck? Why are you here? You get things like green bean casserole and mac and cheese and things like that. In my family, we tend to do stuffed shells and meatballs and Italian wedding soup and I don't know why, but deviled eggs seem to be a thing at every holiday. I've never really been a fan, but the rest of the family eats them like they're fucking candy. Do you have to pray before we eat? Again, it kind of depends on the family. I've been to some gatherings where it's been like, you know, they're hardcore Christians, and yeah, it's prayer before every meal, making sure everybody is, you know, right with the Lord. And with my family as well, we get the Byzantine Catholic influence, where we do pray before every meal, but it's you know, you can kind of rush through it and mush mouth it and not have to worry about it. There are a lot of families who will sit there and they'll make that like a main thing to focus on. And then there are some families where it's like, all right, we got 37 people in the house for Thanksgiving this year. There's no time to say grace. You grab a plate, you make your food buffet style, you find your chair, or you fight for your chair, and it's just, you know, you're good to go.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
So, I mean, ultimately it comes down to case-by-case basis. This time we'll use a key. Sounds like the one you'd be a part of. Those are definitely the more fun ones to be a part of, I'd say. Now, granted, with every time we go to my grandparents for Thanksgiving out in Pittsburgh area, we normally have about between 15 and 18 people, depending on how many people my grandparents invite from the college they live near. So, most of it is like, you know, friends and family. And some of it is just like, hey, if you don't have a place or you're not be able to go home for Thanksgiving this year, just join us. We'll have a good time.
Watch your step.
And it's always a pretty nice time for the people involved. Don't think you've ever had that many people in your home. It gets wild. Oh yeah, my grandparents are amazing people. And it's wild to see their influence on everything. We have a saying. My grandmother knows everybody in the world. She could be, now this is when they were back and traveling still, but she could be down in Brazil and meet somebody that she met like in the United States
Vigor is restored.
15 years beforehand and be like, oh hey, I thought that was you, and then she'll stop and she'll have like a 45-minute conversation because that's just the kind of person she is. And it's wild. She's such a friendly, outgoing person. Meanwhile, the rest of her family is like kind of keeping to ourselves, trying to blend in, avoid, you know, confrontation. But she's the type of person who could go out and meet friends effortlessly. And that's to bring it all the way back to like how I act online. Get waved at and ignore them in case they weren't waving at me. That's how I am normally. But to bring it all the way back to my online persona, that's kind of how I try to emulate my grandmother, which I know is a little ridiculous, but you know, everybody's a friend. Even if I'm feeling kind of like shit that day. And I'm sure she would probably get a little misty-eyed hearing me say that out loud, but
the flesh is knit.
You know, she's an amazing role model for me, as are most of my family. But
be wary.
Yeah.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
All right, let's crack open this chest. I don't have any keys though. That's fine.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Bounty hunter only charm and some jade. All right, we'll use that to take that. We will use some laudanum on... Nope. We'll use some holy water to grab that. Okay. Generally don't think you have a role model. Don't know if that's a... Well, okay, if you think about it this way, too, it kind of depends on the culture as well. You might not think you have a role model, but if you look at your family in the context of your culture in the UK, the culture in the UK is a lot different than it is in the US when it comes to making friends like that. And I wouldn't necessarily say that's sad unless you're upset with that. Your role model is you in 5 years. There's something to be said about that too. Like, amen. That's a fantastic mindset to have. That is admirable, to say the least. Because I'm going to be a little self-deprecating here again. Most of my how to phrase this? Most of my interactions with the world are me emulating people that I believe are worthy of being emulated. So it's not necessarily my personality that's coming through, it's the amalgamation of many personalities in my life.